This weekend, we get to coach 20 people on how to get their handstand walks. Oh my God, he's psycho! So I totally expect to see a lot of uh-oh. Which is totally expected when you're learning something as fun and fancy as a handstand walk. But if you're not part of our 20-person crew this time around, let me give you guys 3 things to help you get closer to or better at your handstand walks. Number 1 is gonna be the dreaded T-spine stretch. Now, thoracic spine mobility is so important for any situation where you're going overhead. In this case, your body's going overhead. It's best that you have a lot of mobility through your thoracic spine so you can get your hands all the way overhead comfortably for when you're upside down, or you might look something like this. Now, this thoracic spine mobility stretch is not fun, but very effective. Medicine ball, 15-pound plate. You're gonna take a seat right in front of your medicine ball. Your shoulder blades on that med ball. We don't want the medicine ball sitting too low or you're gonna miss the stretch through your shoulders. You want it sitting right over your shoulder blades so we can get that upper back stretched out. Next step is you're gonna press your hips tall into a glute bridge. Then you're gonna take your plate, reach it with straight arms all the way back until it taps the ground like so. We want it to look like this, not like this, but some of us might have too much of a stretch at this point right here. You can also do this stretch with a foam roller or an ab mat under your back. The plate is resting on the ground. If that's enough stretch for you, stay right there. Take some deep breaths, relax. Smell the ocean. Feel the ocean. If you want more stretch, what you need to do is tighten up your belly and drop your hips down to the floor. As you're doing that, you're gonna lift your head up to the ceiling. The idea being my hands go back farther behind my head when I'm done with as many deep breaths as I want. After I'm done feeling the ocean, I'm gonna drop that plate behind me. Ugh. That's number 1. Number 2, this is where the money is. This is where the big bucks are. When we're training handstand walks, I want to see your stomach to the wall more often than I see your back to the wall. What I mean by that is this is your back to the wall. This is your stomach to the wall. Having your belly to the wall is great for beginners because it takes the whole kicking up to handstand out of the equation, and you can start very, very angled to where you're not that far upside down just yet. And you can start feeling out what the upside down world feels like. It's a little scary at first, but we like it. We like the scariness. And if you're in your beginning stage of handstand walks, what you'll do is as you're feeling more comfortable, you can walk closer and closer to the wall so you get farther and farther upside down. This is how we're gonna develop a strong midline to be able to control myself out on the floor or when I'm doing any type of handstand work or any type of gymnastics work. Having your belly to the wall forces you to stay in this hollow body position. My bottom should be squeezed too. I shouldn't be looking like a pike. I should be looking like a long line angled into the wall. Versus if I flip myself around, yes, if I'm very comfortable with handstands and I can get really, really close to this wall, I can be in a pretty good position with my back to the wall. But a lot of us that are still learning handstands tend to kick up and be in this archy, overextended position, relying on the wall and not having my core engaged. Therefore, I'm not gonna get a strong core or develop my midline. So whether you are here or all the way right here, I should look long, tight, squeezing my bottom, squeezing my belly. Wow, this is nice, but how do I get down from here? Having your belly to the wall helps you also learn how to bail properly from a handstand. This is the big one. Now, it doesn't sound that fun. Actually, a crucial part of learning gymnastics is actually learning how to fall properly. Uh-oh. When people are getting upside down for the first time, it's scary. A lot of people are scared of falling over. Another plus side to having your stomach to the wall is practicing how to cartwheel out of your handstand. So when you get out on the floor, you feel comfortable to kick aggressively and then cartwheel off to the side if you fall over. Versus being a chicken and never getting upside down. I'll pick which side feels most comfortable and let my feet fall to the side. Now that looks a little aggressive to start, right? So we can go back to my hands being pretty far away from the wall, and then just stepping down, or having both feet come down to the ground on whichever side feels most comfortable. When you get really good at it with your hands far away from the wall, you're gonna flip yourself upside down a little bit taller, and then practice it that way. That way when we get out to the floor, we know that if I kick up really aggressively and handstand walk in the direction that I want to go, accidentally give it too much gas, I'll be able to come down safely to the ground. Finally, number 3, oh hi buddy. When you get to your handstand walks out the floor, I always encourage my athletes to pick a target. I got my candy cones right here. These guys have seen better days, but the candy cones are here to let us know how far our current PR for handstand walks is. It gives you a target, it gives you something to reach for, and it really helps encourage you to keep going the way you want to go. Oh, and now I have a third marker. I have my starting cone and then my target. They're only set up, let's see, about 1 foot apart right now. Now, I could probably walk this pretty easy if I'm a beginner. I'll start with my hands at the first cone. Bam! 1 foot. Check mark. Maybe I'll scoot it up to 2 feet. And I'll check mark that one. And let's keep going through that until eventually I'm gonna have to use all my skills, drills, and everything that I've learned to get to that cone. Wow, cool. Thank you, buddy. So those are my 3 quick tips on practicing your handstand walks. Obviously, there's a lot more things we can do. Check out my 6-week handstand walk program where I take you through warm-ups, practice, skill work, and all the reps you need to do to get your handstand walk. It's definitely one of my favorite skills to learn and to teach, so I hope you guys can check it out. Oh, step 4 is optional, but I've also kind of heard that if you wear a squid shirt, it really helps you feel that whole anti-gravity effect of a handstand walk. So you can check those out on my website. Right, buddy? Right, buddy?